That boy is a monster.
What up, party people? Welcome to another episode of La Banda Live Recap and Review, hosted by your boy Jeremiah Neal, aka Jeremonster. Now, guys, tonight was obviously lit because it was the semifinals, and am I the only one that is like so excited for the show to actually be over? And this is not in any means negative or bad or mean or anything like that. I'm just so tired of voting for my favorite person every single week and then living through this anxiety and this agony of are they going to make it into the final showdown. It's just been so like draining, just hoping that this person's going to make it. All we can do now is just vote. Number one, that's very important. You need to vote. And then number two, just send some positive vibes into the air because the group is going to be formed next week, and all we can do is just keep it cute, put it on mute, listen to the music, and then just enjoy this new band that's about to take over because they're about to be the RBD of 2017. It's going to be so much fun. But before we hop into the meat and potatoes of tonight's episode, we need to talk about Abel's discontinuation of this show. A lot of people are very upset that Abel was sent home over Denelli. So I want to get this out of the bag right now. This boy, he kind of just snuck up under everyone's radar and he progressed to the top 12, which I think is so top 11 at that. This is such a triumphant moment. So instead of focusing on the negative fact that he got sent home, just celebrate good times instead of being so negative and mean towards somebody else. Like, he had a chance to be voted. For all y'all complaining, y'all should have just voted for him so he wouldn't have been in the bottom in the first place. Just focus on the fact that he made it that far because he honestly convinced me, a non-believer in his talent, that he actually deserved to have a spot in the top 16 because he's been working, and I think he's been working harder than the majority of the contestants. Like, he really wanted to prove to America that he had the opportunity to be in the group. He just didn't make it. But shout out to my boy Abel. You did the damn thing this season, and I can't wait to see great things coming from you. You represented Mexico very well as California. Hey, we love it, man. So great job. Keep your head high. Like Denelli said, never give up on your dreams because that is the truth. Normally, the contestants perform in groups, but tonight they got to do solos to kind of convince us as the audience on why they should be in the group. So I'm gonna go down the line of every single person tonight, and I'm gonna say something nice about every single person and what they could potentially bring to this group. The first person up of the night was Megumi. Now she's had a rocky road, Ben and Jerry's on that ass, but I feel like throughout the competition, one thing that I've seen of her is that she's always had passion. She's like the motherly figure. Like, she wants everything to go right. She wants everyone to love her, and I think that would be a great attribute that she could bring to the final lineup. The performance tonight was cute. She did a Natalia song, and it was alright. It was a little mariachi. She has personality. The outfit was on point or whatever. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great, but it was just there. I'll give her like a solid B-. Next on deck was my boy Fabian, my boricua. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's the deal. I've always been a fan of Fabian. Y'all already knew that, but I guess homie was waiting until tonight, waiting for tonight. Oh, like J.LO on that ass to kind of give you guys everything that you needed because he was serving you everything. He was giving you rap, he was giving you vocals, and he was giving you dance moves. Like, I didn't even know he could dance like that. I think it turned into more of a dance number than actually a singing number because he was so excited to show you guys that he could perform. And that's the charisma that you need in a group. So I think that's what he would be bringing to La Banda if he was actually in the final lineup. He did an amazing job, but I think he's also like Felix. He's so focused on making it in the group that he also has to wall up a little bit to like connect with the audience. So I hope he makes it. Speaking of Felix was next, and he did a Laura Pausini song. Now, I've been talking about this the whole competition, but I feel like these producers be doing this shit on purpose. They be rigging the competition. They give people certain songs so that they can shine. How are you gonna give him a Laura Pausini song the night of the semifinals? Obviously, it's gonna be good, and then he's gonna get more votes. Like, I feel like they're trying to hint on who they want in the group, and the judges loved it. And don't get me wrong, he's definitely a great vocalist, but I don't think it's fair that he got a song like that, and then they gave Alondra the Chainsmokers, for instance. But needless to say, Felix is music. Felix lives, breathes, sleeps music, and I think that's something that is a necessity for any music group. You need a member like that that loves and appreciates music so much because they will turn from like a gimmick band to an actual band that does harmonies and can live through their vocals rather than having to live through the image or the dance moves or the presentation. They can do a simple acapella and you know that they can hold it down because they have a member like Felix. Alondra was next, and they gave her the Chainsmokers Closer. I was a little confused with the song choice. I don't think it, like I said earlier, I don't think it was very fair that she got out of all the songs that she could have sang, they gave her that. However, I do think that she did a good job for what that she was given. Alondra brings like that youthful spunk. She kind of has like that just very cool, and they were trying to show that with like the pillow fights and stuff like that. She gives you just like a youthful personality. Her register was very good at the beginning. I love like the sultry sound of her voice. So that would be fun. You would just, if Alondra was in the group, you know you would just be in for a good time. I'm not too sure if she's gonna make it in the final lineup just because her performance wasn't memorable, but I've always been a fan of hers, and I just want her to know that she's a star. I think she needed to go through a competition like this for her to realize her worth and her value, because she wouldn't have known it just sitting at home in Puerto Rico. She needed to experience something like this for her to know her true value, and now she's gonna be able to blossom and shine with or without La Banda. Next is my boy Ario Gormandi, whatever you want to call him. I think by far he's been the most consistent contestant of this whole series. Every single week he just comes to serve everything that you need. He did J Balvin Safaris tonight, and I love that song first of all, so I was so glad that he got it. But the dancers were on point. His vocals, he was dancing a lot too, so he was a little shaky, but for the most part, I think he shows consistency. If he was in the group, you know they would show up to every single red carpet prepared, looking good, smelling good, sounding good. Everything would be on point because you can tell he cares about every little detail. Next on the list, we got my girl Tashmara, and I tell y'all this every single week, but I just honestly adore her. Like, I think she's just so amazing. She did Let Me Love You by Justin Bieber tonight, and she let me love her because that's all I could do. I couldn't stop the visuals. I love the Japanese influence of the wardrobe and the choreography. They were so smart in giving her a song where she had to use her upper register, because sometimes her voice comes on like very like puny and whiny, but she had to open up to sing the song, and I think it showed her voice off very well. If there was anything that Tashmara could bring to the group, it would be identity. I think that if she was in the group, everybody would pay attention to the group. They would be like, oh, that's the group with the girl with the pigtails, or that's the group with the girl with the freckles. She has the best branding out of any of the contestants that are remaining in this competition. She has such an identity, and I think it would be great. She would be a great addition to the group. We have my girl Zamira. Finally, my girl woke up. She's been asleep this whole competition, I feel. Every single week, she's either done alright or good or pretty good, but nothing like bam. But finally tonight they gave her an Ariana Grande song, something that was going to challenge her a little bit, show off her range. It was kind of like the opposite of Tashmara. Zamira's lower tones was what impressed me tonight. I was like, oh, I didn't know her voice could go that low and it could sound so sultry. Again, it was like Lauren from Fifth Harmony. She had like this raspy grit to it, and I was just in love. She will definitely be the powerhouse of the final band. She would bring that sensual seduction like Snoop Dogg, but she's very sensual, she would make it a little bit grown up, a little bit PG-13. It wouldn't be too much of a kiddie group if she was in the group. Can't we all agree that Brian definitely gets the MVP award of the season? Literally the most valuable player, contestant, anything that you want to call him, right? First of all, his voice is just like butter. It just literally melts on top of the music. It's the perfect compliment to any type of song that he's ever sang on the freaking show. I like his work ethic. He's literally shown that if you put your mind to it, you are going to go far and you're going to win, because his work ethic is so strong, and a group needs that. Someone needs to be in the group that's literally telling people, okay, this is what we need to do to be better. It's okay to be good, but if you want to be the best, you gotta maneuver and fine tune these things, and that's what he's done every single week. He's the one contestant that's actually taken the judges' comments and actually applied it to his next week's performances, and actually got better and better and better and better. So he's a living proof of if you want to succeed, just work your ass off. And then we went to my girl Danelli Hoyer. I've been a little biased this season because ever since her audition, even when people were trying to say, first of all, La Banda tried it, and even her title for her audition, they talking about, well, she didn't do that good, but does she deserve to stay in the competition? Having a title like that as your video title to promote your contestant, I think was wrong in the first place, because you automatically put into people's heads that this girl wasn't worthy enough to stay in the competition, and she has by far exceeded my expectations of what everyone should be in this group. This girl can sing, she can rap, she can dance, she's prepared, she knows everything about the industry. Her brother's already a pop star in the Latin American community. Like, come on, like, what else do you need from her? I think she killed it tonight with the performances. She gave you vocals, she gave you the rapping, the outfit was on point as well. I love the little mink coat, but I think she's had the most hate I've seen out of anybody on a reality competition show, and I think she's endured and she's like triumphed through it, and I think she deserves to be in this group. The group needs someone like her. She got like this urban grit. She brings a little stank, a little ghetto-ness to it, but it's needed. It brings like this raw, true like reality of what it's like to be a cool Latina. She knows how to gel well with other people, but she still can have her own identity. In the close out the night, we had my boy Chris Vonnie. This, I don't even, no point of me even talking about this boy because he's gonna be in the group because he's a pop star. He's one, I think he's one out of 3 contestants out of the top 10 that I actually think doesn't even need to be on the show because they're gonna be a star regardless of if they're in the group or if they're not in the group. He's literally like the Puerto Rican version of Chris Brown. And yeah, that's all I really have to say. He did Drake one dance. Vocals were pretty good, but it was more of just like he commands the stage. Like he's one of those people where he's just dancing and singing, and you're just like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna buy that person's record, or I'm gonna watch them perform in concert, or I'm gonna do that. And you need, he's like a strategic piece to the puzzle. He's like a core, the foundation. I feel like if they don't put him in the group, they're not gonna have a solid foundation without Chris Vonnie. So after much deliberation and much thinking, and I'm still not even sure if this is the actual group that I want it to be, but I don't want y'all killing me over this, but drum roll please, my final band, the band that I want. For my girls, I want Tashmara, Zamira, and Danelli. And for my boys, this is so hard, I want Christian, Brian, and Felix. Don't ask me why, I'm not gonna tell you. I just think that the combination would be great. It would be a great mix of voices and image and all that kind of stuff too, but I don't know if that's gonna be my group, but either way I'm gonna be very happy. But I want all of you guys right now to comment below and tell me who would you want as your final 6 in the final band. 3 guys, 3 girls, who would be your top 6? Thanks for tuning in. Next week will be the last episode of this series. It's been so much fun filming. I can't wait to see the final performances, the final band, what the sound is gonna be like. It's gonna be on point. Until then, sayonara. Bye guys.